Boys and girls, squirrels and kittens, I'm back in London, back in my glamorous penthouse apartment here in E17, which is Walthamstow Village if you're going to be hip and trendy. And it's good to be back. It really is good to be back in London. It's now light at about 6 o'clock in the morning, which is fantastic because I'm an early morning person and I like to be out of the door by about 6:30. I generally get up at about 4:30, and that tends to be the time where I do my best writing, those 2 hours before I go out. On the writing front, everything's been going well. 2 months in Thailand means that I'm past the halfway point, past the 2/3 point, probably on the 3/4 of the way point through my treatment Bible, and I'm planning to launch that at D&AD, 23rd, 24th, 25th of April. I might be a day out, but I'll send you more details closer to the time. It's good to be back in the UK. You know, one of the things Thailand's great and Thailand's exotic, but there's a lot to be said for living in London. In fact, there's a lot to be said for living in the West. Some of you know my mum's been very sick recently. She had a nervous breakdown. She's 83. My father's 93. You know, anything around that age can get complicated quickly. But I took my mum to the hospital on Tuesday, and you know, God bless the NHS. It's in fact, no. Let me segue into this properly. There's only one set of circumstances that makes me feel a bit of a heel for working in the advertising industry. I mean, people say all kinds of horrible things about our industry. You know, I'm not going to get into whether they're justified or whether they're not. Half of them are just jealous and would love to do what we do, but can't. But, you know, it is an industry of basically selling people stuff that they don't need and they can't afford to impress people they don't like. But, you know, the one instance that calls my choice of profession into question is when I meet nurses in the NHS, because they're always consistently so devoted, so polite, so fucking overworked. They work 12-hour shifts and they've got to go around and they've got to do everything to everyone all the time. It's like, no wonder they help themselves to Valium half the time. Sorry, I don't want to say that. That was a cheap joke, but watching too much Nurse Jackie. But really, I mean, NHS nurses, and I look at myself, I go, you know, what do you do? You know, what do I do? I mean, I help film directors make more money, but it's the only time I ever feel guilty about the profession that I'm in. So shout out to all the nurses out there. I do these vlogs and I try and say 3 things to camera for 1 minute. I know I've already gone over 1 minute, but I want to see what else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I did a shoot. I went and saw a friend of mine in Thailand, a guy called Jim Brewer, you can check his website out, darkle.photography. And yes, I was looking for some more headshots to do with the pre-release, to use for the pre-release of the book and the launch. And I'm really excited. Got some good stuff coming out. I haven't seen it yet. I hope it's good. If it's not, it's going to spend more time in Photoshop until it looks good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a look at that and sharing it with everyone. So please have a look at my blog, because I'm Paulie and I write awesome things. Thank you.